Yo, didn't do that. Your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade is back. And since a lot of you have been messaging me about like what did I think of the Dragonball Super, hiatus announcement, what did I think of the Dragonball Super, possibly ending or something like that, or just being over. And I went ham on this on my Twitter last night. Oh, not last night, but a few days ago. And then I also went ham on it on Tumblr. At Jaxblade Fitness is my Twitter, and at Jaxblade is my Tumblr. But like I already talked in depth, so I guess people didn't see those, or some people didn't who follow me, so I'll just make a video on it real quickly while I'm editing the other videos, and I'm about to go watch the Ruby season finale on Rooster Teeth final or whatever, first, whatever it is. That's not a sponsorship for Rooster Teeth, though I do love you. I love Barb. She does a lot of puns. But let's get to it. So I'm just gonna say my honest thoughts. I've been doing a lot of Dragon Ball this month. Don't get used to it. I'm not gonna be doing this. This is just a special thing because of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I mean, I love Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not basing the whole channel around that or something like that. This is just a special month, like how Nostalgia Critic has his Disney-cember or something like that, something that's just for this one time only. I'm still going to be uploading my very special stuff, like the certain Tough Like the Tunes that I've been working on certain things, but yeah, those will be coming later on. I want to just surprise you with them. But now on to Super. What do I think? The honest thoughts of it coming to an end in hiatus. I knew for a bit, I knew a day before because someone informed me that it was going to, and then I saw Twitter just uprise, and so I did my tweets there, my posts there. But honestly, you guys know I love Dragon Ball. I freaking love Dragon Ball Z. I wouldn't be doing these videos on Dragon Ball if I didn't, love the series and stuff like that. And I will always love it. It'll always be my favorite, no matter what shows I know that are superior to it. There'll always be shows I say, okay, that has a much better story, that has a much better animation, but I'll always love Dragon Ball as my favorite for inspiring this little chubby bullied kid to work himself to get stronger. So yeah, you'll always be my number one for that, Dragon Ball. But real talk, I sort of do want it to end. And I know it won't because it's a massive cash cow and it's not going anywhere. It's a hiatus, so eventually we'll be back either by a spin-off or another series or after GT or something like that. But to me, it just had 3 solid years. It had 2015, 2018 good, and they're getting into the part where I'm starting to get spectacle fatigue. If you don't know what that means, I did a whole video on that. I'll link in the card above that you can watch after watching this. But basically, when you go so far out there, I sort of start to lose interest in what you're doing, or I start to go, okay, that's a bit silly. So for instance, in Dragon Ball Super now, they're fighting literal gods. All right, so they're fighting people who are literal gods. You got people who are Zeno, who could freaking wink and the universe is gone. You got freaking angels who own Beerus and other people who can just flick away universes and crap like that. And you got all these insane fighters and stuff like that, where Goku at the start of the series was so strong he nearly busted the universe, and all these fighters now are just so much stronger than that. So there's a part where I start to go, yeah, you're kind of going a bit too far. In my humble opinion, I've gotten the same spectacle fatigue I got when reading Spawn. And for those who know what Spawn is, you remember the guy who got sent to hell and came back at Hellspawn and fought Malbolgia and the Violator and stuff like that. And there was this series where, it's part of the comic. Instead of fighting after he beats Malbolgia, the main guy he's fighting, he fights literal God and Satan. God and Satan, the OG OP God and Satan. And then there's a part where I'm just okay, to me, when you introduce characters who can literally wink and sneeze and just destroy an entire universe as adversaries you have to battle and defeat, and then later on they're oh, well, there's someone stronger than this person, that's where I start to go, okay, this is getting really just out there and dumb to me. I can't follow you with this. Now let me make it clear, I don't have a problem with God characters whatsoever. I like when certain God characters are introduced and stuff like that. My problem is when they introduce God characters who have quote unquote omnipotence and you're supposed to fight and defeat them, because that to me is just stupid and bad. Right? I know they've done it a few times. I like when series have omnipotent gods, or like gods are talking to each other, immortals or something like that. But if you're introducing an omnipotent person, and omnipotence is every power there ever was and ever will be. All right, they can literally just go, oh, well, you defeated me. Oh, I'm just gonna turn back time so you didn't defeat me. Oh, I could just make it so you don't exist anymore. I could just, you know, make it so many things happen that this would never play out. Like, while you're plotting your thing, I'm seeing you plot your plan to defeat me. I can read your mind so you can't get into me, like, defeating stuff like that. So that word is thrown around like so bad. So when you're introducing a character who's fighting omnipotence, I don't care if the character is like omnipotent and they're just around, like, you know, having a good time or minding their own business or something like that. Several series have done that incredibly well. But like, if we're introduced like, I gotta fight and defeat this guy and he's so strong, that's stupid to me. That is honestly so dumb to me, because it's just like, no, you can't introduce an omnipotent character as someone to fight against, because it would just be like, you're gone. All right, wink, you're gone. Unless it's omnipotent versus omnipotent, like the one above all versus the presence. All right, so something like that. That's just like a dead standstill or something like that. But you can't just make, oh, I can go Super Saiyan 27 and fight an omnipotent. That's so stupid to me. That is so dumb. And if they tried that, that's where I'd be like, okay, bruh, no. Now, like for a series like Gurren Lagann. All right, you remember when in Gurren Lagann, in the final movie and final like episodes of the series, they just went ham and insane with it. Like, they got these giant god mechas that were chucking literal galaxy shuriken at each other, and then just like literal galaxies. They were throwing galaxies like shuriken, and then it was just so insane but epic because it was the finale. Now, and even in the movie, it was insane and epic, but it was just a movie. It was a continuing thing. It wasn't like a continuing series. It was just a movie. So I don't mind the Dragon Ball Z movie coming out. But if you try to like go on from Gurren Lagann, like if you had like that, say, in the middle, then that's just blowing your wad to where, and that's just like, all right, dude, like adding anything past what you just showed right there, to me, that's freaking silly. Perfect example of this is like when you're a kid at recess, right? Like, remember when you were all kids at recess and you would play games, and then like you have this one friend who like makes up this ridiculous superpower, and then like it's just so OP, but you're trying to fight it, and then you come up with a counterpower to it, and then they go, well, you see, I actually have this ability right here. You know how Cartman is in freaking South Park? How he was just like, well, I can make up this power that does this, you know, something like that. It's just like a kid making up powers as it goes along. It gets sillier and sillier, just like, oh, I can't lose because I just made up this asinine power to counter yours, and I will keep making up asinine powers to counter yours. It's just like, dude, Cartman, shut up. A person on Twitter actually had a pretty good response that I'll read to y'all about this, you know, very topic. All right, here's a tweet. Now, he's referencing Gurren Lagann at the beginning of it, just for, you know, heads up. This is probably my perfect example of a power trip fantasy. It starts off bombastic and crazy and continues that, so this doesn't feel out of place by the end, and then it quits while it's ahead. DBZ and Naruto, for example, always had that power problem of not knowing when to quit. That is so true, because I remember when I was a kid and I saw Vegeta and Frieza blow up planets. I was just awestruck. Like, I was in, what, 3rd or 4th grade when I first saw that. I'd never seen anything like that before. So when I saw him just go 2 fingers or 1 finger just blow up a planet, I was like, that is insane. How are they gonna beat this guy? And then they did. And I was like, oh wow, that was epic. But then they introduce it as just being so casual. Like, basically anyone stronger than first form Frieza in the Namek or beginning of Saiyan Saga and stuff like that can like blow up a planet easily now. So practically nearly all the Z fighters can bust planets with like no effort. And it's just insane to me. And then there was like a thing with okay, we gotta up the scale again. So Cell, Perfect Cell, Super Perfect Cell can maybe possibly destroy a solar system with his massive Kamehameha and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, I guess, cool, I guess. But then you go on to Dragon Ball Super. In the beginning of Super, Goku and Beerus nearly bust the universe with 3 punches. Now, you can use that as like a cool thing for like a scaling fee, or like, oh, well, Goku nearly busted the universe for 3 times, stuff like that. But it's so ridiculous that you put that at the beginning of the series so fast. That's like a final thing series right now, and this is why I have a problem with it. Now, here's my issue. Even if you say that Goku and whoever on, like, because everyone now outclasses that Goku at the beginning of Super, who nearly busted the universe, can control their power, you know, not to bust a planet or galaxy or something like that. Here's my issue. Some of these villains do not give a single about Earth, all right? They really don't. They just want to see the freaking planet gone or destroyed. They don't give a damn about life, and especially when they're getting into it and heated, all right? Where you could just go, oh, no, I don't care about any of the people on this planet. and then you just punch, half the galaxy should be gone because you don't care about the people on Earth. You don't care about the planet. You can breathe in space. You're immortal. You can do whatever. So that whole thing to me became a massive thing of watching fights later on because I'm like, okay, I can understand why the Z fighters or the heroes are trying to control their power, but the villains who just don't care should just be like, no, half the galaxy's gone whatsoever. I don't care about this. I just want to kill you. Another thing, I do not want Dragon Ball to go the route of The Simpsons, okay, or SpongeBob, or Fairly Odd Parents, or Family Guy. And there's just so many shows where I'm just like, you're going on and on and on, and it's just like, you were great once, you know, you don't have to fight anymore, okay? If you do that, you're gonna live to see yourself become the villain, because it's just like, oh, okay, it's becoming oversaturated. I don't want you to go through that. I hate when they take shows like, for instance, I know there are rumors of Gravity Falls coming back for a season 3, or like, to me that's just like a bit stupid because Alex Hirsch made the series how he wanted it. He like had those 2 seasons and was great, and you can always do more, but I respect the fact that he knew like, I'm gonna just end it here or stuff like that. And there are shows like a freaking Hey Arnold came back, all right? Would I want Hey Arnold to come back? Maybe for like 2 or 3 seasons, but I don't want to be like, oh, 8 seasons later, freaking Harold lost his underwear. We got to find out how to do it. And just like, Arnold, don't do this route. In my opinion, it should just end on a good note, all right? You don't want to go that route of just going, just like putting out a bunch of filler or something like that, or a bunch of like unnecessary stuff. I think your one is fair. All right, but I'll keep it 100% real. If Super came back as like, say, a slice of life anime or something like that, because I love like when they take, that's my only type of filler I actually enjoy, is when it's like you got these people who are so badass and so insanely powerful and they're doing like everyday things or something like that, then I would love it a hell of a lot more than if it came back and it was just like, Goku-sama, there's this guy who's stronger than freaking Zeto. He actually killed the Lord of the Universes. We gotta fight him. You gotta it's just like, okay, no, bruh, calm down with that crap, all right? That's just ridiculous now. To me, that's just absolutely silly. And I know they do this in comics and stuff all the time, and that's when I stopped reading the comics, because it's just like, all right, dude, nah, this is like you making up powers out of nowhere and stuff like that. Though, you know, someone did tweet me this. You read that? That is genius, all right? Give me a series like that. Freaking Krillin and 18 could go on dates or something like that. Or show us like how Krillin and 18 got together. Show us like a spin-off series. I wouldn't mind whatsoever. But just, I hate filler villains. I absolutely hate filler villains. I actually give the dub props for making one of the worst arcs of Dragon Ball Super palatable by getting Brian Drummond, the OG Ocean dub voice of Vegeta, to fight freaking Chris Sabat Vegeta. That was actually great what they're doing. I love how they're being so meta with this series. But yeah, like I honestly know people are gonna be upset that I'm so indifferent on it, but it's just like, okay, well, you had your run. It was, you know, decent, but you know, whatever. Like, I wouldn't say Super, I'll be honest, I'll finish it with this. I don't think Super is, you know, that great a series unless like you already have a fan of Dragon Ball. Like if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, then you can go like, okay, well, I enjoy this. But if someone asked you like, hey, what are some great animes, you know, to watch, all right? I'd be like, oh, well, Cowboy Bebop, Full Alchemist Brotherhood, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, you know, maybe Devilman Wonderland, stuff like, you know, something like good stuff that you just go, okay, that's great. But if they asked for Dragon Ball Super, I couldn't just say, well, it's a great series. I mean, if you're a fan of the show, you can maybe obligate, because I know fans who love it. I know fans who are mad with it, and that's where I'm at, less mad. And I know fans who absolutely despise it. But to me, I wouldn't say it was a great series by any stretch of the regard. Like, there are so many things I'm just like, okay, that was dumb. I mean, there were some things I got hype over, like that Vegito coming back, I got hype over. That was a fan service moment. And there was the Broly thing, I got hype over that because that was a fan service moment because I love the original thing. But besides that, it's just, man. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna be indifferent. Like, I gave my respects. I'm like, hey, you do you thing, Super, you know? Respect to you. You did a good job for what you did. Now, let me say this because I don't want to say like I'm bashing anyone who loves Super, okay? If you love Dragon Ball Super, right? alright, is your favorite anime of all time, or you just love it so much, then that's fine. Never let anyone take that away from you, and don't think I'm bashing you because I'm just a mediocre on the show whatsoever, okay? I always say this to people, like, you can love what you love, and that's, you know, fine, alright? I'm not saying there's nothing, I'm not dissing you for liking the show. Like, if someone tells me they love Super, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, you know, good for you, man, this is great, or good for you, gal, that's great. But I'm not gonna pretend that I don't have all these, you know, issues with it. I mean, I thought it was an okay show, but I'm not gonna go like, oh, it's freaking fantastic. But don't think I'm dissing anyone who loves it. Wow, I just went on a rambling tangent about, you know, Dragon Ball, but it's whatever. Okay, anyways, I gotta go watch this season finale to Ruby on Rooster Teeth first because I got a first membership and this is free promotion for you. Barb, call me. But anyways, keep calm, booyah on. Don't forget, Momentai. Alright, I'll be working on the Piccolo one. It should be up relatively fast, okay? It's not that much to cock over. But, alright, peace!